All right. Today we're gonna be looking at me contributing to the Tauri documentation. And without further ado, let's just get started. This is my general setup when contributing to the Tauri documentation. There's not much to talk about with it. I have one process open for Starlight. I have one for just general commands, and this one is gonna be rust.json. And I've already developed this once, which is why I have a separate window with what I've done before. And this is basically what we're gonna be recreating now. So Rust API generator. And we're just gonna copy this implementation first, just to have something to work with. We don't need these ones. We don't even need that one. And we're gonna keep build. We're just gonna wipe build. Async function main. Now, if I run this command, but instead use Rust, I think that should, no, wait, we gotta update the workspace, so we'll add this. All right, we gotta update this as well. All right. Gotta make sure it installs that. And there we go. Hello. So now we have a package we can start working in. What's next? Well, need to I'm not very fond of my current setup for that, so we're not going to copy that, but we can actually copy this little utility tool I made, which is really simple. Just tauri-json is what I'm calling it right now. We might probably rename that or completely remove it, because this part is going to be handled upstream instead. As in running in the CI/CD of Tauri itself, and probably Tau and Rai as well. And what it does right now is just it loops through the Tauri core directory and then runs the rust.doc.json crate, which is this crate right here. I've linked it in the description as well. And when we run this tool now, packages, tauri-json, cargo run. This should build all of these crates and do a little bit of magic with renaming the JSON files to move them. The reason we need to move them is so that they don't get recreated all the time. I don't know why that happens. We can't just target a workspace, unfortunately, with this tool, as far as I can tell. We have to target specific packages, and we're gonna skip these two for now, tau and ri, because I'm changing. Yeah, we're gonna rely on these files existing upstream in reality, so I don't want to add them as submodules right now. But you do need the JSON file for each dependency that you're gonna have directly in the documentation. Anything that becomes external is not just a matter of it being annoying resolving, it's just we'll see. I'll show you the actual JSON file in a moment, and you'll see what I mean about it being kind of difficult to deal with external crates. Not sure why it's taking that long. I'm pretty sure I should be using more efficient methods, whatever. So we are going to need types for this, because this is TypeScript. I'm gonna have rust.doc.ts, I think. I'm also gonna have index.ts. I'm gonna do export. Oh god, what was it again? I sometimes forget stuff. Don't judge me. Right, yeah. And why is that complete? Can't find Rust doc or anything. It should be. Oh, wait, right, yeah. There we go. 21. What's wrong now? 21. I think it might be because on this machine I don't have desktop add nightly. Isn't it that just that you run, right? No, it's install nightly, right? Because I don't know exactly why, but it seems like you need nightly in order to run this. So I believe it's some flags that it passes that require nightly. There we go. And since I'm doing this with quiet and the silent, we won't get any output. Otherwise, I could disable these, but the documentation, which involves building the crate once, hence the appearance of debug. Not sure, honestly, why they would involve that. I think it might be related to the fact that it parses the straight up Rust AST. So the compiler has to be involved at some point anyway. I'm not sure. All I know is that it's required. Something we can set up in while we're waiting is in the Astro config, we can add JavaScript API. We'll go to Rust. I do believe Lorenzo talked about renaming this to just JavaScript API and getting rid of plugins, but we're gonna leave it as is for now, just because we can. And because it's not up to me to fix those, so it would go outside the scope of this contribution. And all right, it's because, yeah, Starlight can crash if you don't have all the files you're expecting. So we're just gonna copy this one just because I can. I'm gonna call that crate like that. Just API. And I think we can run that now. And even though it says that it's up and running, it can take a couple seconds before it's finished. Now we're starting to see some JSON files pop up. And if we open one of them, here's the JSON file for Tauri. We'll format document with, I thought I had another one. Why not? Misela, that's your name. I really don't know which one to use. There was always a standard one when I ran before. We'll just go with anything. I'm sure this one can do the job just fine. Format document with, okay. Does that one not want to be an actual formatter? I guess not. Well, then I don't want your plugin or extension. Damn it. There should be something. No. Well, I guess we're fixing prettier then. Maybe. What's the matter? Prettier ignore. File is ignored. Why is it ignored? It's not in dist, it's not in Astro. I don't see anything making this be ignored. Oh wait, it's because of the right. We'll just do this for a moment, and then we'll do this. And that should hopefully work. Or I guess prettier doesn't want to be our friend. What's it called? Up on the other window. Use code format JSON. Okay, VS Code default JSON formatter not appearing. Wait, what? Now it wanted to work. What the hell? I guess maybe Prettier was just really slow with fixing this. And let's put that back to what it should be. There we go. Oh, I guess it might have gone through the entire tauri now. And that's why it was slow. Maybe. Anyway. So this is the kind of JSON file you get out of it. And we're gonna have to... Oh, right. Folding? Can I need this file to support folding, or it's too annoying to work with. There we go. Forcefully enable features. I do believe this takes a moment to fully take effect, because it's big. It's 346,000 lines long, so fair enough that it takes a second for JavaScript to do that. Because I think I just have to reopen the file. I don't have to actually restart the entire IDE, as far as I know. Prettier is fine. Oh, okay. Ugh, really want to fold this, otherwise we can't overview this easily. We'll let that work for a while and see if it does anything. This is waiting for git blame response. That's weird. So now we have all of our JSON files for the stuff we're intending to support. Got a message in Discord. All right. Can I get... Yes, I can get cold folding. There we go. So this is the basic structure of one of the JSON files. You get the root ID. This is an ID that resolves to one of the IDs in index. It'll point to the module, which is the crate module. There's always only one crate module. The index is only for the crate's own stuff. Anything that is external, oh, we can actually see that directly here. This is imported, and it's not necessarily imported from a completely different place altogether, like a different crate, but at the very least it's imported from somewhere else within the crate, or it might be external. which is something you have to resolve this ID in order to get what this is within the crate, and that might then point to another place, another place, another place, which points to a path or an external crate. So here we have a list of all crates that are external, and we can see that Tauri macros, for example, is considered an external crate because we're getting the JSON for each individual crate, not for the entire workspace. And we have paths. Paths indicates what kind of thing something is. Everything you find in index, you also find in path. The path indicates where it's located and which crate it belongs to. We'll use paths a lot when we're cross-referencing between modules and external crates. But our main focus is going to be the index for now. It's the biggest thing to get running because it's the crate's own stuff. And as I said before, I've already developed this once, so we're gonna steal a lot of inspiration from what I've already done. And as you can see, I have one version and a copy, and there's a lot of types missing, and yeah, this needs to be a little bit fixed up before I'm comfortable showing this to anyone in something like a PR, because as you can see, there are basically no types anywhere. Like there's gonna be a lot of red text in here. But first thing first, we need to find the JSON files. Now, how do we want to resolve the JSON file? Before, I've worked with a global crate object that you add each crate to that we are parsing. We might go with that here as well. I'm not sure how else I would even do it if I don't have that. What is certain though is we need to get the JSON file somehow. So I want to make this as modular as possible. So let's have async function parse JSON. That way our main function can, actually we can have console logs starting. We can do await parse JSON. We can have target folder. We can have for each file in that. We can have, just because I'm too lazy to rewrite this. I am using read their sync, by the way, just because this doesn't have to be an asynchronous process. It results in neater code in this case. Then I'll do that. Do I want to parse past the contents or the path to the JSON file? This is the next question. What is easier? I think passing the content is better in this case, because then the other function can handle actually resolving the file however they want, if it comes from HTTP or whatever. So we're just gonna do read file sync file, and we might as well just pass that in. Actually, no, let's do do that. Parses a single JSON file, content string, content, right? That should be clear enough. Or should it be called parse crate, maybe? Because while it is JSON contents we're receiving, JSON parse. I think we're gonna parse it as a, like, before we send it, which means that we need this to be a Rust doc. Because that's what we're gonna be receiving. And then we're gonna do, instead of that, we're gonna do this. Rust doc. Rust doc. Then we're gonna do import type Rust doc from types. It is a module because we're gonna export interface Rust doc. That should take care of all the errors we were getting, and it did. And we just do console log Rust doc. Can bring up the terminal again and just run this. And this, of course, won't work because we need to... I forgot to fix this. We need to make sure that this is a file we want to parse. If file does not start with, and it does not, or it does not end with continue, using a function guard instead of doing insane amounts of nesting. I can recommend doing that always. Oh, right, I ran the wrong one. We don't need to run this. Generator. What's it saying? It's saying the tauri build JSON is empty. That's most likely because it failed to add. So let's get back to our LTS and we'll just close others. And we'll rerun that. Should be much faster now. There we go. Now it should be fine. It can't read it. Why can't it read it? That's because it's only getting the file name and not the actual path. We do join, and we are just going to join that target folder. There we go. And this is going to output for a while because it's a lot of lines to output. But at least we've verified that we are actually getting a document now. So now we're at the point where we can parse a crate, but I don't want to make this build file insanely large. So we'll do parser.ts. We'll move that function over to parser. And we'll import parse crate from parser. And this one should be exported, and it should have import pipe rust doc from pipes. There we go. So now we have a clean slate where we can just worry about parsing crates. But that's not all we need. We need to know what the output is of this. What should the output be? The output should be something that's easy to iterate over to create pages. And I'm thinking pages.ts could work for that. We're just gonna take export interface page. And when the parser is done, it's gonna export a vector of pages and return an empty array. And it, all right, it has to be a promise, like so. Good. So now we have something that parses crates and then passes them back. Then we want maybe generator.ts maybe. And this will be our generator for the actual pages. We don't need rust doc. Generate page. It will get a page and it will have no output because it will have an error if it didn't work. Generating page. And once we're done parsing a crate, const pages equals, we would have a generator, generate page, and we would do for const page of pages. Generate page, await page. That should be it for the main function, because at the high level, like theory of what we're doing, parsing rate, or parsing just to make the output a bit nicer. Actually, let's put that in don't want the output in here. We'll do this, we'll do that. I don't like putting console log inside functions, if at all possible. Well, this should be a pretty solid setup. Someone wrote to me. Who wrote to me? People are active on the Discord while I'm streaming. That's rude of them. All activity should cease when I'm not there. This will generate a page, and we don't output the Rostock anywhere. So let's run that again, and we just get starting. We're parsing the JSON of all of these, and that should be fine. I'm gonna start at the output end, weirdly enough, because it's easier to make stuff like this, I feel, if you know what the end goal is. The end goal is something with a URL. The URL will also be used for its path, like file path, so we know where to save it. And I don't remember if right. Yeah, and then just the contents. So this should be easy enough to just iterate through all the pages, and we know where to output it, and we know what contents it should have. It's up to the parser function to actually know how to create these pages. I feel like that makes sense. If anything relies on something external, we need to be capable of resolving it, which means that we might need a create resolver. And we'll put that in here. Create resolver. Create is just a string. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but that's because I, again, have done this before and I know the kind of stuff we're gonna encounter. And I also like developing based on input-output instead of input-output and their the interface of functions, so that you know that you have a logical flow of things before you do anything. Resolves the path to a JSON file. Or external crate. We'll be using this, so basically in the builder, we don't use it because we don't need to resolve them. Or do we? Should we use that function to resolve them? Maybe we should, but then what? How do we know which ones we want to actually generate documentation for? We could do a const document rate equals, and we could do this as tauri and tauri build, and we'll just list manually instead of parsing this. So we'll just do a bunch of these. Actually, I should have done that for all of them. Have tauri build, code gen, macros, runtime, runtime and utils. Now, instead of iterating over that folder, we will take resolve the crate resolver or const crate in document crate, crate resolver crate. All right, I didn't export that one because I thought it was gonna be an internal function, but it's not. Now we are parsing or iterating through all the crates we want documentation for. And what will the crate resolver give you back? It will give you back a Rust doc or undefined, I think, or null, I guess. So I forget which one is better to use, but I'm gonna use null. It will either pass back a Rust doc or null. Turn null. All right. Keep forgetting. So now we get either a Rust doc or we get null, and by default we get null if we couldn't resolve it. Great. So const crate, now const Rust doc equals that. We can move this over to here. Because we're not gonna use that one. Documenting crate. We don't need the target, but we can use this, however, in the actual parser. And we will take read dir sync and all that fancy stuff over to parser. And we don't need these anymore, I think. Would be completely irrelevant, though we will need that one for the parser. We're gonna go through the crates. We're gonna iterate through the crates. For each of them, we're gonna resolve the crate to a Rust doc. And we need that part as well in this loop. So for each of them, and then we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna have that be the same. And we're gonna remove that. So now I think this looks a little bit neater. We are just having which crates do we want to document. The resolver will take care of turning that into a Rust doc. And if we get that, then we continue. Actually, we probably want to put crate could not be resolved. Keep using the wrong quotes. Great. So now we resolve the crate to a Rust doc. If we didn't get a Rust doc back, we error out of and then continue to the next crate. Then we generate the pages for that. Or maybe we should... We can fix what it should do later, but for now it'll just continue. Then in the parser, we have the target folder. And for file in that target folder, it has to start with Tauri, but does it? No. It has to start with the crate name to be even more precise. And it has to end with JSON. If they don't, we continue to the next one. And if we find one, we generate the Rust doc for it. All right, and we're getting this wrong because this should be of. There we go. Though actually, so now it's getting like 0 for that. If it's resolving the crate for 0, if it does not start with it, then we continue. Hello? This should not be running at all now. That's good. Are we reaching this part? Yes, we are. So we are getting null. I'm a bit confused by this. Oh, I am dumb. I am so dumb. There we go. Crate cannot be resolved 6. That's good. And now we can change that to of instead, and we get yes. So now we know that we are getting Rust docs from the resolver. If we don't have a Rust doc, we're continuing, and we should get pages, and for each page we're generating the page, but we're not getting any pages. But let's go over to parse crate and fake a page. Const page equals bam, and it's gonna be page. Add missing properties, and we're not gonna care about that right now. Great, each of them got an entry to output. Now, that's weird. Oh wait, no, it's not weird at all. I didn't set it to anything. So how do we set the path correctly? Might need a second argument for that. I do think we do. I think we need base URL. And we can set that here. And we're just gonna do L is just a string. And we are going to do base URL. Do that for now. Because we're not writing it anyway. Base URL should not be set there. Because each crate has to... Oh wait, no, it's fine. The base URL then is... /2/reference or Rust is the base URL. And when we pass it here, we want the crate name. So now we get two, and that's because I put a slash at the start, right? No, it's because I put a slash at the end and in there. So we'll do that. But this one should end with slash, right? Why does it have that? Oh wait, no, right, it's fine. And in the parser, let's say we're making the index page, which is the crate page. It should just be index.md, right? I should probably add a path, like a proper path variable for this. Do this. We can do join instead. And we can add that to map. URL link to the page. File path to the page. Contents of the page. And we need the base for that, which I'm going to say is look at how I did it in the other file. Where is it? I know I have it in here somewhere. Oh, there it was. What's this file to URL path from URL? This is the root dir. We're gonna output the path instead, so I can check what it is right now. And it goes to the wrong place. A little bit surprised that this go. No, wait, that's because I'm already, yeah, right. As long as the file is in the right place, it should be fine. Like as long as parser.tes is in the right place. But this does not feel very stable. This should probably be passed as a second, because that file might move around, for example. So folder path. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Then in build, we will take that root thing I had. All right. Guess I don't have this anymore. I'm gonna clean up the imports later, by the way. It's usually easier to just go wild with imports at the start. Now it goes to docs, and since we're passing it in here instead, it may be a bit more stable. Yeah, we're setting these properties at the same place, so it's fine, I think. If anyone decides to move this around, it's their fault that this isn't kept properly, but we'll do a comment. Keep these up to date and correct. So now we're gonna decide that all of our variables of this sort that are static, whatever, they're gonna be put in here, and we're gonna pass them around, even though it makes the interfaces a little bit uglier, but I don't know how else to solve this issue in a nice enough manner. But the folder path is not just that. The folder path also needs join. So this should probably be called then const. What part of this should it be responsible for? So it should be fed the path all the way, I think, to the Rust folder. That's what parse crate really cares about. Because this function should only generate files that should be in here, which means that we should feed it all the way up to that point. I'm getting lost in my own thoughts right now. Base URL goes there. Root dir takes us to the root of the project, which means that we need to add source content docs and then the base URL. We should probably docs path. Docs path equals join root dir with source content docs to reference. Though I guess at that point we could just append the base URL. And that is probably Oh, the question is no. I'm gonna go for this for now. It feels more stable for some reason. Now we get to tauri-docs, which is this folder, which goes to source, content, content docs to reference, core, rust. And then it has that stuff, but that's because I set that on in the parser, which should no longer add the base URL. It should just add the folder path. There we go. Now they're all gonna generate to that path, but they shouldn't. They should generate to the Rust doc name, which isn't something we're gonna get from the specification of the JSON file, but we're gonna add it ourselves. So now when we're generating a Rust doc, when we're resolving it, we're parsing it, and we're gonna do rustdoc.name equals crate. Great. So now each crate we're parsing will have its name added, and yeah, now we have all the paths we need for the crates. Now we need to work on the generate function, which should take those two. Console log page, just to be certain. We're gonna make dir sync, dir name, page path, recursive true. And write file sync. Which path it's gonna have? It's page path and it's page content. Don't think we need any options to that. The URL, I'm not sure where we're gonna use that. Ever. We'll leave it be for now. After running that, we can see that we have Rust. We have all the folders. We have their index pages, but these are of course wrong, and Starlight will be complaining. Yep, it is. And so to get Starlight to stop complaining, we need to actually add some actual content to this. The question being, where do we want to actually generate the content? I think the parser is really meant to handle all the way down to creating the pages, as we stated earlier. But we can split this up into several functions. We can have async. So this is more of a generator function, I feel like async function generate content. Oh, right. Keep forgetting. we can do type, which is a string. Actually, it's not a string, it's one of several options. Interface page type. Just gonna define it in here first. And no, it's gonna be a type equals that or this, X or Y. And this is gonna be a page type. We can do module and struct for now. We can do async function generate content struct. Promise string. Return nothing. Switch case. God damn it, isn't, I forget. TypeScript switch case. Oh. Switch type. I really have to do that? I guess so. And module. Case struct. So now we have when it's a module page or when it's a struct page. Great, and we're gonna copy that function. Module. Turn. Raise not raise error. Row error. What's raise exception from? Yeah. Anyway, row error. Unknown content type. All right. What's the? Isn't it default? Yeah. You can. Oh, error. Await generate content module. Don't need those. Don't need those. Oh, now we have a Rust document and it will run generate content. Gonna pretend it's a module, which it in this case is. And it can be a crate. Technically, module and crate are the same. Like these two are basically identical in how you generate them, but we do need to handle the case specifically. Is crate boolean false. Actually, we don't need the default one. We're always going to be passing it. Or actually, let's just do that. It works. We're gonna do that. And if it's a crate, we're gonna pass true. We're gonna determine later on exactly how we or what we enter into these templating functions. But for now, we are generating a crate. module. Awesome. Then we can work on that. We can move this into the generator instead, because otherwise the generator is feeling really lonely, and we can export these. We can import page type, which we will move from here into types pages. And we don't have that function. Generator, generate content. Now we only need that function. We don't need to export these. Screw it, we'll just export everything. So now we have generate content. That one should be above. So generate page parses a single JSON file, according to this. But that's not what it does. Not sure why I have that. Outputs a single page. Or maybe we should say writes a single page to disk. I forget, are you supposed to use the first line or not? Like, is it this? I think it's this. Generates content for a page. Generates content for a struct. Generates content for either a crate or a module. They are virtually identical. Now we have a parser. Parses a crate to create these pages. It runs generate content based on the crate type. We've gotten a crate now that we want to generate for. So we get crate, we generate module, and it's true because it's a crate. Which means we have that one. This one should be above just because I say so. And this should now be... We also want a utility function. Create header, and call that. And it should back a string. Take this, we take that, we take this, we take this. And title. Edit URL, previous, next. That should be fine, and we just need a header now. Header. I should probably make another type for what you pass to generate content, where we start filling in the fields that a page needs to, or that the parser needs to find in order to generate the content. Base page content. Yep, that works for me. And this is gonna be gonna need a title, because we're gonna have a title up here. That way we can get to our here. Good. And we can pass that as arguments. And all of these need to take that as an argument. For all of these, those two. And this one should then be content.title. So far, so good. Then we can go to the parser, which now complains that it's not getting anything here. Thunder outside. And we of course need add missing property. We're gonna say that the title is the Rust doc name. Now Starlight should stop complaining, which it seems to have done, which we can see because it's actually running without errors. And there we go. I'll actually open this in the browser instead, because I need to do this. Tauri. Yep, that's nice. We can't find it in here because we need to wait. There we go. Create. Actually, I've already written this once. No need for me to write it again. Reference core past index. Rerun that. There we go. Oh crap! That's not, doesn't matter. Clicking these should do something. Oh right, it's because Starlight is. Yeah. There we go. Okay. And Tau and Rai, we said we were skipping right now at least, because I don't have their JSON files and I won't have them for a while. Oh, okay. Be that way then. All right, edited the wrong file. There we go. There we are. So now we can go to Tauri, we can go to runtime Rai, codegen. Everything is hunky-dory so far. The next step would be, if this is a crate, this should be and this should show us now content entry font map. What did we do wrong? Oh, it's added at the wrong place. That's easy to fix. I'm gonna pin this one. I'm gonna close everything to the right, because I can do that, right? Yep, close to the right. Bum. There we go. Run it now, and we should see happy Starlight. This is now a crate. That's nice, but oh right, I forgot to add this and this. There we go. Now we should have. There we go. Crate tauri, tauri macros, tauri build. Everything is working. Awesome. And we're gonna remove plugins for now. Those are a later topic. Probably gonna have to generate this page as well, and we're gonna have to split this up based on both plugins and crate. Do I feel like doing that right now? I don't think I do. This list is completely maintainable. This is just the list of which ones to link to. For now, we'll just maintain this manually. Didn't I remove the plugins part? Guess I did it in the wrong file again. So, next step. Been at this for 1.5 hours and we've not gotten that far with actual parsing. Here's the thing. I think the easiest thing for this is if we do items and do that. This is going to be a Rust doc item, which, if you remember from Tauri, where are we? Where's Tauri? Where's Tauri? And we still have to do. I'm not sure if this one is advanced enough for our. Like if Prettier can handle that, but we'll just do this for now. And we'll give that some time. Awesome. And then this one will also get some time to just gotta verify. Yes, we have all the lines. And what do we have done? So in the index, we're gonna have all of these items like this, and each of these items is actually really nicely self-contained if we compare it with that was a loud one. Almost scary. We're gonna go to version 2 instead. So if we go to something like a struct, documenting this struct is actually really self-contained within one of these items. Because you have implementations here, for it, for implements, generics and stuff. And since we have a struct field as well, name data, name option, solved path. The name should be mostly unique, but yeah. Okay, so this field is called CSP header in the manager. So this is the kind of stuff where we're gonna have to resolve a bunch when we're actually parsing. Like here we know that it's core option option, so this is a part of an enumerator or something like that. We'll worry about that in a while. For now, let's just export interface item. And this, oh, damn it. No. All right. Oof. Content. Or type item. So now we have the items in here. One doesn't need that. At least not now. It will later, probably, maybe. So if we just pass the items that should be on that page, we could let the generator take care of actually parsing each thing. Right. I think I'm making sense, sort of. The first thing to do is fix generate or getting the parse crate. No. No. Where is our... There it is. Crate resolve. Right. We need to first... No, wait. We already have the crate resolver working. Oh god, I'm so lost. What am I doing? We have the pages. We have the crate resolver. This is the Rust doc. So here we have the finished document. So if we just start parsing, right, that's where we are. Sorry, I was confused there for a second. And that means that we should have Rust doc and we only have name, but this is where we get to the point where we need to start looking at how this actually works and how it is structured. Doc JSON RFC. This specification, by the way, is not entirely accurate, I've noticed. At least not when you translate it into JSON and TypeScript. Some of these parts, at least based on my understanding of the specification, it's not 100% correct, but it's close enough. So we're gonna use it now, like for now. The name field, for example, I have not seen in any of them. So yeah, name is supposed to be in here as far as I can tell, but there is no name. There is, however, a root, which I guess you could use to resolve. Yeah, you can resolve it to the name, but the name is not actually directly in that level. The root, however, I've always seen. So we're just manually adding name instead, as we saw earlier. But we are going to get ID, which is an ID, but an ID is just a string, but we're still gonna do in export type ID string. Oh, there we go. So now we have an ID to work with for this entire thing. Wait, was it root? I think. Yeah, root was what it was called. It is an ID, but it's called root. Silly me. Gonna close some of these for now because we're gonna do some hardcore type writing. And gonna move that one over there so that we can look at them at the same time. So that really helps with making the types. So we have name from our own stuff. We have create version. Is a string. We have include private boolean. We have, I'm gonna put this one at the top. We have index, which is a more advanced thing than what I can do there. Path, which is also more advanced than what we're doing now. External create any format version number. So we have format version, external creates, paths, index, and then we have root include version name, where as far as I can tell, it's actually create version and not just version. And this is optional. So if it's optional, it could be undefined. So we're gonna do that. And since they say it might be version, I guess we're gonna have to do that to be more compliant. It doesn't matter that much. We're probably not gonna use the fields at all, but now we have them. The big thing now is to get these three fully up and running. And I know that these two are much easier, so we're gonna start with them. External create is a map where we're gonna have an object with key string. It's actually number. And it's gonna be an external create. And I just realized I did this on the wrong entry. Damn it. Here we go. And we're gonna need an external crate. And external crate, I remember as being really simple. It has a name, which is a string, and it has an HTML root URL, which is also a string, which might be undefined, but in my experience, it's not undefined, it's actually null. And I tend to here use both undefined and null as options because sometimes they aren't undefined, they are null. Weirdly enough. So we're gonna go with that. I don't think we need anything else for external crate at all. I think this is a done section that we can use. Paths, however, not much more advanced, but it's gonna be an object where the key is an ID. And the path itself, we do this instead. It's going to be on... Did they have a specific type for it? They call it an item summary. Export interface item summary. There's an ID with an item summary, item with item, well, ID with item summary. Awesome. And we're just gonna write this manually because it's simple enough. Create ID is a number. Path is string array. And yeah, that's good enough. And kind is also a string. Where I do believe item summary, that all of these are always set. Yeah, it's a string array. It's a number and it's a string. So item summary. So now that part is finished typed. These are finished typed. Now it's just the index. The index is the big thing, and this is where we are probably gonna want to split this up into several different parts. Rust doc. What was it again? It was export. Yeah, right. No errors, everything is working, awesome. We're gonna export item from there. And the Rust doc definition of that is at the top level is gonna be simple enough because it's just an object where each key is an ID and it contains an item. The item should be defined from the Rust doc. And yeah, now we have the most fun part of all. Essentially creating types for every single type that exists in Rust. Yay! This is gonna be fun. Can hold off on that for a few moments. We can do extra stock and we have root. Rust doc.index. We run this now. You can see that, yep, we got a single entry. It's always that one and it always is create true. So we can do const create item. And the next part is all the members of that, which is inner.items, but we can hold off on this for now if we just set up the basics of an item that they all share, and then just put any for inner for now. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Create ID number, name, string, span. I don't actually know what a span is yet because I never had to set it up nor use it so far. Visibility is not actually a string, I know from later on, because that asterisk means something. Export type visibility equals default. Visibility or public or crate or export interface reserved visibility, which I don't remember. It's reserved visibility. I know English, okay? Reserved visibility. No, it's restricted. Which will have a parent, which is an ID. Which we're gonna do import type ID from above. And its path is going to be a string. At least according to this. And what I want to do now is verify that, because there we go. So yes, it is actually a string, and it is actually an ID. Good. Again, sometimes it doesn't 100% translate / follow, but it should be. So now we have an item. Back to that. Docs is a string, the best part of it all, in my opinion. Links. Haven't used that one, but we need it to be available. And it should have a key that is a string, and it contains an ID. Then we have attributes, which is a string array. Deprecation is deprecation, but it could be, it's also optional. Span is also optional. Undefined null, because that's what they tend to do. This is an, we're gonna skip that for now. We're just gonna do kind string. This can actually be undefined in my experience. I've never seen it be null. Inner can be any. Deprecation. What is deprecation? It is nothing, apparently. So that's fun. But again, never seen it anyway, so we're gonna be doing that. Actually, let's just go deprecation. Yeah, as you can see, can't find anything, so I don't have a sample of deprecation. Can I actually find deprecation anywhere else in here, maybe? No. Oh, there. Nice. The link must be broken. Well, then at least we can set up deprecation. Interface deprecation. Then string. Note string. And these are both optional, which means that they are usually undefined or null. Good. Now we just have to verify this. So if we go to this. That should give us something to look at. So this says crate ID, which it has. It also has an ID, which it always has an ID, it seems. So I would use that field directly instead, because that feels more reliable. And I probably will be doing that, but this at least tends to be there. I don't know if it's intended or not. Crate ID, yeah. Name, span, we can set to a span. We can fix that immediately. Which has file name, which seems to be a string. It has a begin, which is a number. It has an end number as well. I forgot how to document an interface properly. Write script, doc string interface. I have to set them up as properties. No. Nice. File that contains the referenced code. Referenced code. Kinda wanna verify that it actually does write everything correctly here, so we're just gonna do this root ID. If I just go to something else now that uses Rust doc, like the parser, can I get Rust doc dot root? Yeah, it says root ID right there. Can we write something a bit more fun just so it's not hello there, traveler? This is cool. Oh. Yep. Awesome. So we can do our documentation there. Create ID. We can not call that one. Rust doc representation of a crate station, something like that. Name of the crate. Crate version number. Crate version number. Maybe crate version. Maybe version. Whether private items were included. Items in the crate. Paths for items in the crate. External crates. Crates slash dependencies. And format version of the docs. Awesome. ID of either of item. These may not, these are not the same between rates or even rate builds. Did we have create ID yet? No, that's for the item. Right, yeah. Right, item shouldn't be in here. Oh wait, no, right. We don't need that, we just need this, right? And in here, we need... Wait, I'm confusing myself. Oh, it's not exported? Oh, it is. Index has no... There we go. Has no exported member item. Why doesn't it have that? Oh wait, right, it's because we're having a name clash. Why? If we just put all of this inside here instead, I think it'll be fine. Yeah. It was just a name clash. Okay. And ID should be defined in here. There we go. Okay. Rust doc, ID, item summary, I think it's fine to keep all of this like this for now. The thing is that when we have the items themselves, it's actually inner. That's going to be huge. Lots of stuff to make for inner. But we'll tackle that in a while. For now, it's just gonna be any for inner. We said before. Let's keep documenting. Some of these might not make total sense unless you actually do this stuff, but we'll tackle that another time. Wait, ID to its name and optionally to its direct link to its website or something. I haven't actually checked exactly where those go, so but whatever. An item in the index. Document the others first. The beginning of the reference code. The end of the referenced code. Row column. Notes on the item vacation notice. When was the item deprecated? Notes about the deprecation reason, say. Restricted visibility to an item. Current ID, not entirely sure. ID exactly. An ID is always to an item, but I'm not sure exactly what the ID goes to, if it goes to a crate or what it goes to. Path of the item as a string, e.g. Visibility of the item. ID of the crate the item belongs to. The root rate is always 0. Path to the item. E.g. It's fine. Which type of item this is referring to? Anything else? Yes. Name of the external crate / dependency. No link the crate's site. Whatever. I think it's just the item remaining then to document. Oh, I think that's correct. Property. Oh. I'm just gonna do it like this anyway. Doesn't matter that much, someone else can fix this later, I feel. Then we have visibility of the item, default public, create with restricted visibility. That's fine. It's just so that we can efficiently use all of this. Which crate? ID of the crate this belongs to. The name of the item. Ban of the item. The visibility of the item. The doc string of the item. Unknown. Said something about what it is up here. A map of intradoc. I could actually just copy these, I guess, but like link names with IDs of the item they are sold to. A map of intradoc link names to the IDs of the items that they were sold to. We're just gonna use that part. Attributes on the item, e.g. inline. Verification notice of the item. Item of the owner. The actual item contents. I don't know what else to write about that. Now we've gotten pretty far with the typing. There's a bunch of different kinds we can add here later, but for now, just gonna move on and rely a bit on just basically knowing what stuff is. Past this point, I feel like any type additions are just nice additions. We don't actually need the types to develop this efficiently. Index. Now we need to figure out how we, in the best possible way, parse the JSON. Like where to start. What I've done before is I've first done going through the index and finding all the modules. But as I think about it, it might be easier to go through the path instead. Because this should give us all the modules as well. Like we should have module. Yeah. And if we just check which ones are ID crate 0, so like this one, for example, tauri-dir API, that will give us that module very quick and easy without any cross-referencing happening in order to figure out where that module should be documented. Never done this before. Can I do or type item types equals hello here? I don't think I can do that. Or nah, you can't do that for types. I want something I can iterate over, but that would be something like this, right? Because each type here gets its own handler. Because every single thing gets its own, or not every single thing, but a lot of these will get their own pages. These are the page kinds, actually, or page types. Yeah, it's these that I should be. First, resolve the module. We should iterate this based on which pages, which types of pages we are generating, because after all, this is the end product. That means that we want this. I'm just gonna Google quickly. TypeScript iterate variants of a type. I don't know. Seems like people want me to be iterate, like creating. Well, I guess an enum. Might be better for this. Not sure if this will. Yeah, this will actually slot in really nicely with an enum instead. For construct type in page type console long type. Just gonna run this, and I think there's gonna be too much output, probably, maybe. Does an enum not want to be exported? That? Because I did export it, right? Yeah, I exported the enum. Why are you complaining? The fuck? Nothing else is complaining. Unsupported directory import. Okay. I guess that works for me. I don't actually care that much unless I... Screw it. Let's just go with this. If it works, it works. So this would give me create module struct. So now I can just set up more types of pages here. If we open up documentation here and look at what this might look like for Tauri. Actually, don't I have it? Oh, nice! My changes are in there. Gotta announce that quickly, just... So bad. Also sitting here, working. Fuck's sake. Like I was kind of proud of the fact that I actually like added this part with like the banner and the icon. Look, who can complain at this documentation? It looks so nice. Like I don't get why people have such issues with Rust doc. It's for docs.rs. It's really nice, but people can't handle it apparently. So that's why I'm doing this. Slash, we just plain want to improve appearances. I'm not sure how that one will be handled. Now that I think about it. I think it will appear as an image tag. It should. We'll see. We'll see. That was a little bit of a sidetrack, but when we have something like a struct, we want struct dot item name and then whatever. For each type that we have as a page, we want to iterate over it to find all of the pages for that type of page. I think that makes sense. So let's take a look at how that can be made to happen. So const pages equals nothing, and we add. Because now we can instead start pushing these. The URL, even though it's not actually used, should actually be just the base URL for this crate when it's a crate. We actually need a switch in here as well. We can actually copy the switch from here. And then we just change this. We can't get an unknown type because we're just iterating the types. Don't need these functions, we need them like this. Or wait, should we split the Should these be split up into their own functions? They probably should be. We don't have a lot of other functions here anyway. I should probably not put it there. Parse modules in the Rust doc. And this is gonna be actually parse structs. Dun, 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 dun. We don't want to return. Want to keep doing this. We want each of these to pass back pages. So pages on cat. Oof, I forgot if this, you have to set it like that. 1, 2, 3, test equals test, concat 4, 5, or 5, 6, 7, I guess. Yeah, so you have to set it. Which means that this one has to be let pages. And then we can stop that. We can set up parse modules, for example. Mess page array. Rust doc, Rust doc. Const pages equals nothing, return pages, page array. And then we make a copy. We do is create boolean false. Struct. Now we have that set up. That means that we should find all the modules first. Let's start in this end. rustdoc.paths or const path of. Just want to run this to make sure. All right, it's in. There we go. Now we're getting something. That's nice. Kind create module. Nice. And we only want the modules within the crate. Path.crate ID 0. So yeah, these are looking like only internal modules. And we have their ID as well. That's nice. Let's turn this into a guard instead. Flipping this. Console log const item equals rustdoc.index id. Eureka! We got something. And looking good so far. Actually, we should do now we have, for example, tauri-utils mime type. Yeah. So now we know which crate it belongs to. We know which module it belongs to, which in this case is the module itself. And we know which items are in that module. Lots of thunder outside. We're parsing modules. We know where they should be, right? Do we have something we can push back? If we try to make something here, we can fill members. Do we know what the URL to this will be? Is the first question. Well, we need the base URL to know that. But again, do we need the base URL? We don't need a URL at all. Starlight will take care of that for us. We can just get rid of it. It's just gonna complicate things. Getting rid of the URL. We shouldn't have used it anywhere else so far, since there aren't any other errors. So that was a nice, simple fix. The path, however, we are gonna need. Base URL. We can get rid of base URL. Because we just need to know where we're outputting it. Starlight will take care of the rest. That should be that removed. Now we should be able to push the path. Now we just need to know the path. Could I just add that to the Rust doc, maybe? Technically not very good, but I mean, do I want that many extra arguments just for this? Well, let's look at that. We have the folder path here, or should I say root path instead? This is the root path to the crate. Yeah, let's pass them. God damn it. So now we need join. We want the root path. And that should get us to the crate folder. If it's a module, it's always gonna end with index.md. That's the file name. But if it's a module, for every module we have, let's see. If we take the path, it would be minus the first one. Oh. So now we remove the first one, then we have that. We're gonna try this and see what happens. And what we have now is docs to reference core Rust, and it broke. Why did it break? Does the root path not go there? Is the root path just to... Because now that is also overwritten. That's not good. Well, not good. It doesn't matter that much. Nothing ended up in these. Isn't the root path the way to... Let's see. We have root dir, docs path. Mars crazed. Wait, that just goes to docs path. There we go. That should take care of that. I guess we'll delete the entire folder. And rerun it. Now it should look better. Yes, that looks better. And it's even properly structured. Awesome. If we go to the simple browser, yeah, it doesn't have the proper content, which we were aware of would happen because we didn't pass any content to it. So we can remove that for now, and we can do generate content module. Oh, wait. Actually, does this one? How did I do it before? Or I did generate content. This would be a module. Um, if no item inner module is crate. Needs a title, which would be path join like so. There's complaints because we don't have a weight. Now we should be seeing something a little nicer. Yay! Now we have CodeGen, we have Tauri. If we open it in the browser instead, so we can see it a bit better, we have create Tauri. Wait, that's wrong. Oh, right, I removed that file. Damn it. Or I didn't remove it, it was overwritten. Bum, 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 bum. And we should have... Now that is gonna be tracked. Can remove that. Or it should be tracked. Right? I set this up properly in the other one. What did I set there? I set that. Yeah, there we go. So now we have all of these index pages, and this is looking good because this is not correct. Why is that one? Why are all of them being... Not all of them, just the... What? Why are just two of them being Tauri? Wait, these two are also the same. How did that happen? We run that one. Really weird. I'm like 99% sure that this is not just a case of both of them having the exact same modules. Yeah. For ID in Rust doc paths, where when then we find its path, if path kind is not module and is 0, then we continue. Actually, we need to... I think this might be related to it, but I'm not sure. Hmm. Hmm. I'm pretty sure it should be related to not handling this part correctly. I think so. So when do we run? We run parse modules. Parse modules comes from here. With true. This is the crate. We're parsing the modules and we're only finding the crate. To make the code, like, we could make it more optimized by fetching the crate immediately, but so little processing power goes into it anyway, so we're just gonna make the code neater. But that means fixing this part. If path kind is not module, we should continue. First off. Then, if it's not a module, we continue. Now it is a module. What we need is crate. Is crate. If it's not a crate. Or if it isn't the crate. I guess. Oh, I'm making this a mess in my head right now. If it's a crate. If it is the crate. That should be and. So we're getting true, which means that this becomes false. Which means that we continue. If it's true, for the crate itself, we're checking. Well, I'm confusing myself. Let's just do let's do it the way I'm pretty sure will work. Actually, let's do it the other way around. So now we know that it is the crate. We're parsing just the crate, which means that we can do rustdoc root, rustdoc index root, const item equals bam. There we have the root crate item. And its path is going to be const path equals rustdoc path rustdoc root. And then we should be able to do just this. This we don't need, because this is always going to be a module. And this is always going to be crate. Now Tauri should have module Tauri build is not what it should have. Ah, is it getting the wrong path for some reason? Ah. Passing root path, which is created in build. Which should be rust and then that. Crate resolver could be the issue. Await crate resolver. Yes, the crate resolver is guaranteed the issue. We're resolving the crate incorrectly. So crate resolver, where did we put that? There we put it. So we're going through the files because if it's Tauri, it will find Tauri build first. Found the issue. If file file is not equal to crate class.json. That should be better. Yep, that looks way better. Okay, now we can delete these so that we can regenerate it. I should definitely set that up to be something else, but we'll do it like that for now. So yeah, now we should have all the modules set up properly. Where is it missing? I'm guessing it's on the crate level. No. Where is it missing stuff? Rust and oh right, I still haven't fixed the index page. Good thing I have a backup. There we go. If we can just there we go. Okay. Great. Now it's looking like something. So now we have the Tauri module. That's not right. Did I forget to fix that in the generator? Add title is crate, otherwise module. Did I pass is crate correctly? I don't think I did. So that's an easy fix. That should be in the parser. Yeah. Huh? Oh, right, no, it's not getting it from there. It's getting it in generate. Generate content. It's getting... Which case? When is passing true? When it's true, then it should be crate. So why is it not outputting crate? My only guess is that it's having a duplicate page generated. So we'll add a guard for that. And we'll make sure the crate is created first. So crate is, yeah, because it's overwritten. Simple as that. If path kind da, 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 da. Could also check here just and no, ID is not equal rust doc root. No, it should be or. Yeah. Sometimes I feel clever. Create tauri. Still no links inside them, but we have the create pages, and if we go to something like, what can we test? API. Yep, module tauri API, and if we compare that with, here we go, API, that's module tauri API. I mean, it's getting there. We have a search bar, we have a sidebar, we have title. Source and expanded description is gonna be up to someone else to fix. I think, no, it's gonna be up to me to fix, but source is gonna be later to fix. Not sure if we're gonna do the collapse part. We might do it just to keep things a bit more condensed. What else? I think we're ready to parse items. For the modules at least. So we have each module like so. We can pass the items as item inner module items. Item inner module items. So that's nice. We also need the object's own description. Which would be item docs. We have to fix that in the type. We have to add description string. And that is now valid. We just aren't doing anything with it. But we do get page content that has... Actually, we should just... of this page. I might make a page item abstraction for this, but for now I think we're just gonna go with straight up items and we'll see if that causes issues. I suspect it will, but for now we're just gonna go with it. And let's see, we have the header. That's nice. In a module, we then have content.description. This should be looking cool now. Yay! Tauri API reference. Tauri. Way! Ah. Just writing in Discord briefly. Right, the docs can be null. I don't know if we... I'm pretty sure we didn't... Yeah. And that means that we in parser... That should work. One of these had undefined. One of them should be empty now. I don't remember which one. Yeah, macros. Which is something we definitely want to make a bit nicer after this has been integrated. They're just not nice looking now because they're completely hidden behind docs.rs. Docs.rs. Which I can say now because they no longer exist. Now that we have all the items as well that belongs to this, the question is, how do I make these appear correctly? Because the thing is that it's not quite as simple as just saying, oh, this is a struct, this is how it should look like. Because if you're in something it wouldn't look like that. Like this is the contents for the struct. But then again, I guess this is the appearance of an implementation. And then you find the implementations stuff. I don't like pushing that level of understanding into the generate part of it. The generator should be like pretty dumb and just concerning itself with actually writing output. It shouldn't be parsing. So I think I'm going to go with the approach of using page content as an abstraction, because yeah, I might want to restructure this as well, because to make page type a part of that page. You still need to know in the generator what type you're generating for, so that's fine, I feel. I don't think we actually need this part, but it's nice to have set up, I feel, for some reason. Page. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not the best at making these this type of documentation, like writing doc strings. I tend to look up all the fields I need when I need them. I don't have it all in my head. What else? What else? What else? What else? We are at the point where we have pages generating. That's good. These are, however, getting items, which means that they are getting... Right, we need page items. What is a page item? A page item has a type. It has a page item type. A crate can't be an item, a page item type. So that's going away. I'm doing them separately, by the way, mostly so that I can handle them separately, because this one is being iterated over. I don't want to add stuff to page item type that I might not want to iterate over. Because item type is within a page, these are types of pages. Most things should have its own page, but not all of them. So modules, crates, structs, they get their own pages. These are items within those pages. Modules are within pages, structs are within pages. Members should not be there because this is a member. So if this is a struct, we do need the page type as well, because again, some of these won't render the same. So now I can iterate over, if I have the generator now, I can iterate over the items. For each item we iterate over in order to generate each section. I can iterate over the page item type in order to know what types could be in the page. I can know which type of page we're on. Can I though? Do I pass that anywhere? Yes, I pass that here because I'm generating content based on page type. So I know what type of page I'm on. When I'm iterating the content, I'll know what the item type is as well, which means I don't need to specifically, I don't need to explicitly add the item type or the page type. But I do need an item type. So the item type is a module, a struct, etc. And then the actual item that describes it. The item that describes it, at that level, I think we might be able to just use it directly. Maybe. No. No, because in some cases it should appear differently. Or should it though? Like, you're always in a module when you're seeing the structs area. In a struct, you only see its implementations and maybe its fields. I'm starting to think that maybe I'm overcomplicating this. I'm generating pages based on that. We're iterating over the items of the page. We need to resolve imports somewhere. That'll have to happen in the parser. In the parser. What else do I need? We're in the generator. We're generating content. Generating content for the module. Generating content for the module. We're adding the header, and we're adding each of its segments. Function members ring. Fine. Oh, right. I should probably call it members. to make it extra clear that it's not items. Member, I'll call it instead. For const member of help. Just want to make sure that this crashes. Yep. Console log member. Do war. Or easier to see. Wait, does that error out? No, I didn't add the, oh, right. Member. Page member. So this is gonna be an item. No, actually, it's not gonna be an item. I think it's gonna be an ID, actually. I just want to double check that it is. Oh god, right. Inner module. Items and then module. Yes, that's an array of IDs. This would be an ID. Didn't I set any content in a page member? I thought I did. Yeah. It should have a type and an item. Can't map do type checking? TypeScript map types. Because after I map it, I'm not getting any Any, like, this is incomplete. This is not a correct item for this. Nor is this. I assume that is because we're using any. Maybe we can just do this then. No idea why it went ahead and did that, but there we go. We're just gonna pretend that everything is a struct right now. And it's going to be not a value, it's going to be root rust.index ID. And that's because I have only added it in there, which means we need to add it in here. And this should be members, and this should be members. And I don't remember where I put the console log. There it is. Okay, so now we have each member. I'm actually unsure. Const output equals done. Output dot push content members. Wait, no, right, that's the member item docs. And now we should see something different in here. Yes, we do see something different in here. That's for sure. Well, that's good, ish. So we are just pushing the members straight up. And we're letting this members function take care of them. Filter. struct name. We always need the name. Oh my god, structs context. That's so amazing. Now if we just copy paste this one and call this one modules, and we do module, oh my god, it's magic. Why is that one so much more compressed? What am I doing wrong? Is there an extra space in here? Is it because these are using P? Yep, because they're using P. Why are they using P? Why can't I use P? Or rather, why can't I not use P? So this output is like that. Yeah, it's because there's an extra little bastard in there. That's because we're joining, so let's do that instead. We're joining with new line. So this should work, I think. Maybe. Oh. Screw me then. Core, Rust, Tauri, index. We're still having all these extras. Alright, I only did it on one. Come see me. There we go. That's looking so much nicer. And member item. I've definitely made some of this more complicated than I had to, but whatever. What? No, Simon, you would never make anything extra complicated just because you can. Yeah, I would. Watch me. Do. That's not entirely what we want, but it's close enough. Oh my god. All right, we have to Need to fix the documentation string because sometimes it's null and whatnot. But most importantly, we need to split on new line and use the first entry we get. There we go. Oh, now we're having something that looks kind of okay. The reason this is not working, of course, is because we need to fix the URLs. And this is when we get to the point where you're all laughing at me because I was like, oh, I don't see why we need base URL. So, haha, you win. So base URL, base URL. There's other ways of doing this that are considered safer, but we're just gonna go for that. Rust, then we have Tauri without a final slash, so we get a slash there. And for the parser, parse crate, we get parse modules, which gets now we need base URL in those as well. And base URL. Now everything is happy. Now we know the base URL of this crate. Because we need it for... No, wait. Oh crap, am I being stupid? I think I'm being stupid. We don't need it in the crate parser. We need it in the page generator. Because I've separated the responsibility entirely. So that's kind of nice. And then we need the generate content function to have generate page, right? What was it again? No, wait, no. I haven't separated them completely. Yeah, because generate content is in here. Which means we do need it. Damn it. I was being smart the first time. So all of these get parse URL or base URL. And then we need that for the generate content function. We'll make that part of page content, maybe? No, of the page. These are gonna be the URLs to the pages. We'll fix their actual URL in a moment. pages. Where do we have a page? There we have a page. We're gonna copy that one. Now the generator will have the URL passed to it as a part of the page itself. So generate content gets page. Wait, no. It should be in page content. Now they get the base URL that points to the crate itself. And if so, when we're writing this page, it gives us the root of that. Base URL doesn't make much sense as a name. It should be the crate or a module URL. Now we have the module URL in the page content. So we can do the item name. Be, for example, API. Base URL is passed with a dash, which means that in the generator we can do what number? Content.module URL. I think this should work. Yeah. Damn it. Right, because they just get... I don't get the path anywhere for the item. I need the path. Path might have actually been easier to use, honestly. But page content gets page members. Here we get a path. Item summary is actually what it's called, but it's in the paths part, which is why I'm calling it that. Which means that in the parser, paths ID and there we have the other one. Should be what is this one? Path. Should be a stock path ID. And in the generator now, I don't see the error. There's the error. Join / Slice one join. That should be correct. API, their entry, and our disk entry. So now we have support for the modules. Awesome. So Tauri, event, test. Yeah. Oh my god, okay. So I've been at this for, what is it, like 3 hours, 40 minutes now? And I'm going to call it there. Got a lot of stuff done today. We finally have a code base that doesn't look like absolute garbage. And I can continue working on this some other time to support more types. The biggest one to support next, I feel, is structs, making sure that their pages get generated properly. But yeah, I'm going to go to the store now, because it's late and they're closing soon. So, it was fun coding with y'all. Bye.